What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this Anfield Agenda news roundup. Now, I am recording this late on the Sunday night, but you guys will be watching this early on the Monday morning. Reason being, tonight's late night agenda was more just a case of everybody, well, getting out their frustrations, and we didn't really focus on the transfer window or what was coming up. So I thought I'd save that for this video. So over the course of this video, we're going to discuss Hugo Ekitike and more links to Liverpool with him. We're going to be asking, are Liverpool really making a move for Antoine Semenyo? And if so, why? And by why, I don't mean he's not good enough, but I mean, is it because of Salah? And then we're going to speak a little bit about an alternative to Harvey Elliott that Liverpool are looking at. It's a Barcelona player. Lots more to come over the next few minutes. So, folks, you know the drill. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy it. And, of course, we would love you to hit that subscribe button. So, on the late night agenda, we ran a poll with a question that was quite simple. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this in the comment section. We asked, do you think that there is frustration currently behind the scenes at the football club? And I was a little bit taken aback by the response to this poll. Over 1,000 people voted, and 91% of people said yes, they feel that there is some instability or frustration behind the scenes at the club at the minute, whether that's to do with the contract situation, whether that's to do with worrying about the transfer window, why we're having this wobble. Fans do feel like we aren't getting the whole truth and that there is something that maybe we can't quite put our finger on that is causing us some uncertainty at this moment in the season. I've never been somebody that believes that Virgil or Mo, not knowing their contract situations, are really as relaxed as they make out, because they have families, they have schools the kids need to go to, they have so much stuff that needs to be planned, and we expect these guys to be at their best and be at their hungriest, but again, we're not showing them the backing by giving them the contract. So for me, the contract situation has absolutely played a part in some of the frustrations of this season, both on and off the pitch. But I want to know what you guys think about it. Do you think that there is something maybe festering behind the scenes that isn't quite right? Because something feels wrong at the minute. Anyway, let's move into the transfer story. So, Anfield Watch have said that Liverpool have opened talks with Eintracht Frankfurt over a deal for striker Hugo Ekitike, but they face competition from Arsenal and Manchester United. Now, we shouldn't really be worried about Manchester United in this scenario, because we should be able to outmuscle them financially, and most importantly, we should be able to pitch a far better proposal to Hugo than United. Arsenal, well, of course, they have the attraction of London. They will be a club playing Champions League football guaranteed, and they will be challenging for honour. So you can see why they would be in the mix. Now, I think Gyökeres maybe is more likely for Arsenal, but on Ekitike, I'm getting mixed reviews. Initially, lots of people were optimistic about it, but the more I've spoken to people who watch the Bundesliga quite a bit, or even French football fans, there's still some uncertainty about whether he would be the guy to come into Liverpool and make a big difference. And this needs to be the right decision, because we've already had the Darwin frustrations. We have Diogo Jota frustrations as well. So I want to know your thoughts. Do you think it will be Ekitike? Do you believe that those talks have already taken place? Now, this isn't between Liverpool and the players' camp. This piece here said between Eintracht Frankfurt and Liverpool. So let me know whether you believe this one or not, or you think maybe there is another target that Liverpool are looking to bring in. We spoke about Victor Osimhen previously, and I think it's more a case of desperation from Napoli looking to sell rather than Liverpool being really interested in him. But again, maybe I'm wrong on that. I want to move on to Antoine Semenyo. Matej Moreto said Liverpool are not only interested in Milos Kerkez, but they're also keeping a close eye on another Bournemouth player, Antoine Semenyo. The club has scouted him several times and is considering making a move for him this summer. But why? If we're making a move for him because we need another attacking player to play across the front line to enhance Mohamed Salah or the future, great. But if we're looking at him to replace Mohamed Salah maybe, or because we don't think Salah's contract would be renewed, then that would be good information to have as well, because of course we'd like a balanced picture. Semenyo is a talent, there's no denying that. I think he came through Bristol City, has impressed me when I've watched them, scored a good goal against us with his left foot this season if my memory's right as well. And look, he's a big, physical, strong fella, so I can see the attraction. Premier League tried and tested as well, but I need to know what players are moving on before, for me, we can talk about these. So if it's going to be two central strikers moving on, who do we bring Semenyo in to replace then? So for me, the player certainly seems good enough. If we are looking at two players from Bournemouth, personally, I would have rathered Huijsen and Kirkes to be the two we're looking at. But let me know your thoughts on Antoine Semenyo. Would you take him? How much do you think he's worth? Because there's no fee mentioned in this. And what do you think the realistic chances are of Bournemouth losing 2 or 3 of their top players this summer? No doubt they'll have interest in Kluivert, Semenyo, Kirkes, Huijsen, and probably a few more as well. So I don't see them being rinsed in the market for a lot of players. Let me know your thoughts. Semenyo, though, there is something about this guy. He is a good footballer. A news story that came from Anfield Index, Transfer News Live have posted as well to say Liverpool are considering a move for Barcelona's Fermin Lopez as they prepare for the potential departure of Harvey Elliott. I always find it difficult to discuss this subject because you know my take on Elliott. I think every time he's brought onto the pitch you can see the difference he makes and the different style that he brings to the team. So I don't understand why Arne Slot is so insistent on moving him on this summer. But again, if that is the manager's decision, well then it's a case of how much money do we bring in for Harvey and who's the right fit. Do I think we go and raid Barcelona? Not really. Not if the player's anything about them. I don't think Barcelona's going to want to lose a talented player. I can't say I know all that much about Lopez, so I'm opening to you guys here, helping me out a little bit. But I think you could probably get about 35, 40 million quid for Elliott. I don't see us going to Barcelona though. I do think we would need to bring in another midfielder at that point. But again, I want to come back to Chiesa here. Because today he came on, 8 minutes plus stoppage time, made a difference. Surely he's got to get more minutes against West Ham. And we also asked the poll, would you rest Mohamed Salah or rotate Mohamed Salah for the West Ham game? And 67% of over 2,000 people who voted said they would rest Mohamed Salah. And I use the word rest because I wouldn't use the word drop for somebody of his calibre. But sometimes you need to rescue the player from themselves as well. And we need to make sure that that game against West Ham next week is won. And if Salah feels at the very least like there is increased competition or he's not above being taken out if he's not performing, surely that's a good thing. You don't want the manager coming in and just saying that the standards don't have to be maintained. They do. And nobody should be above reproach. So let me know your thoughts on that one, as well as everything else we discussed. Fermin Lopez, Antoine Semenyo. Obviously, we discussed a little bit earlier on about the situation with the contracts and whether that's undermining the end of the season. And lots of other interesting bits and pieces that I do want to know your thoughts on. So let it all out in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. I don't think the league title is at risk in any way, shape or form. I think we do that. But we won't do it perhaps as swashbucklingly as we would have liked. I will see you guys 8:45 for the late night agenda. Again, appreciate all of your support this weekend. A frustrating loss away to Fulham, but we've got to dust ourselves down and put it right against West Ham. We'll talk soon. Much love.